They walk among us. They smile, they nod, they speak with conviction, act with confidence. But deep down, they are the architects of their own destruction. Fools. Not because they're uneducated, not because they lack talent, but because they violate laws older than time. Laws that men like Machiavelli didn't just study, they survived by them. So today, we strip back the mask, not to judge, but to warn. Because if you recognize even one of these signs in yourself, you have two choices: evolve or be used. Sign 1, they trust everyone or no one. Machiavelli said, "The prince who trusts everyone is a fool. The prince who trusts no one dies alone." A foolish person lives at the extremes. They either hand out their trust like candy or hoard it like gold buried in fear. But power lives in the tension between both. The fool doesn't understand human nature. They think people are either angels or demons, never realizing we're all both. The wise test before trusting. The fool assumes, projects, and falls. And in a world run by hidden agendas, assumptions are suicide. Sign 2, they speak more than they observe. A fool believes their words hold power. They talk to impress, to validate, to dominate. But here's the Machiavellian truth. He who speaks first reveals his weakness first. Fools are predictable. They show their hand without being asked. They expose their values, their fears, their desires, all in the name of being honest or real. But raw truth in the wrong hands becomes a weapon. In the court of power, the quiet man watches. He listens. He collects data. And when he speaks, it cuts through steel. Sign 3, they confuse kindness with weakness. This one destroys relationships. It ruins careers. It blinds fools to the wolves they feed. Machiavelli warned, men sooner forget the death of their father than the loss of their inheritance. The foolish think being kind will protect them, that being nice will earn loyalty. But power doesn't respect kindness. It respects boundaries. Fools believe if they just love harder, people will change. They don't realize that unchecked kindness is an invitation for exploitation. The wise, they know when to give and when to cut off, because mercy without discipline creates monsters. Sign 4, they chase validation, not power. We see it every day. Fools scrolling endlessly, chasing likes, views, claps, and praise, worshipping approval like it's currency. But Machiavelli would call this death. It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. Fools crave being liked, but likability is a drug, and dealers are everywhere. The moment you become addicted to applause, you become predictable, malleable, weak. The wise don't chase popularity. They build leverage. They command respect, and respect doesn't always smile at you. Sign 5, they ignore human nature. Machiavelli didn't believe people were good or evil. He believed people were predictable. Men are ungrateful, fickle, false, cowardly, and greedy. The fool rejects this. They build dreams on fantasy. They believe love conquers all, that loyalty is automatic, that people will do what's right just because it's right. But the wise, they prepare for betrayal. They expect envy. They anticipate weakness, not because they're paranoid, but because they understand the game. A fool steps into the arena believing it's a playground. The wise step in knowing it's a battlefield. Sign 6, they repeat the same mistakes and call it faith. Maybe this time it'll be different. Maybe they've changed. Maybe if I just keep giving them chances. Fools romanticize patterns. They ignore red flags, paint them white. But Machiavelli said, a wise man must learn from the past, for history is the mirror of truth. A fool walks into the same fire, hoping the flame won't burn this time. The wise, they analyze pain. They learn from betrayal. They don't just survive history, they weaponize it. If you keep repeating cycles, the problem isn't just them. Sign 7, they can't walk away. The ultimate test of power is your ability to walk away from a person, a deal, a situation, an identity. Fools cling. They beg. They compromise because they're afraid of the void, afraid of being alone, afraid of who they are without the mask. But the wise, they burn the bridge and never look back. Machiavelli said, he who is not ready to lose everything for his principles will lose everything. If you can't walk away, you're already owned. Now pause, take a hard look in the mirror, because these signs, they're not just about others. They're about you. Foolishness isn't just stupidity, it's blindness to your patterns, to your wounds, to the truth you've been running from. Machiavelli didn't write for kings, he wrote for survivors, those willing to confront the dark, those ready to walk alone if they must, those who've been betrayed, broken, humiliated, and who still choose clarity over comfort. You're not powerless, but you are responsible. The world doesn't reward purity, it rewards strategy. But strategy without soul is tyranny. So learn the laws, study the signs, embrace your shadows, not to become a monster, but so no monster can ever own you again. This is your edge, your awakening, your return from the fog. Foolishness is curable, but only if you dare to see it. So, are you brave enough to never be a fool again? If this hit something inside you, if you felt seen, exposed, or awakened, then this is the channel you've been searching for. Subscribe, not for motivation, but for mastery, because here, we don't chase power, we become it.